Hi my friends, how you all doing? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to some more F1 22. Manager, Aston Martin, career mode, last race, spectacular. It could have been better. It could have been better. It's linked above though. Make sure you go check it out, my friends. Feeling much better after that race. I really am. Anyway, let's get caught up on what's been going on. So, a regulation vote. So, yes, lots of teams voted against it. That will not take effect. No surprise to see Mercedes, Red Bull, McLaren all vote for. Surprised to see Ferrari vote against, though. Anyway, Carlos Sainz got the points. We exceeded our expectations. Of course we did. We got a point. It's mental. Anyway, Lance Stroll, excellent stuff from you. Proper gangster drive, in my opinion. Helipad and Tour Centre are both being done. We have got a little bitty kish. Team attractiveness. Would go up to 10%. Morale would go up to 10%. Yikes. Oh no, just the driver morale would go up. Okay, that's a definite one to think about. Remember, I'm just upgrading facilities for the remainder of the year. The only part I might fit is that of race confidence gain and a team attractiveness. Yeah, let's do that one. Let's get that done. I'm kind of concentrating on the operational facilities at the moment. Team hub. 3.5 million. 2 million. And a race simulator would be 4.9 million. Okay, what I'm going to do actually is go to the cars and check the warehouse. So we've got 3 chassis. I kind of feel like we should get one. Right, we've got 5 of those. We've got 6 rear wings. 4 of that. 4 of that. 4 of that. Okay, 1 chassis basically needs building. Now, here is something we need to look at. 74%. So for practice and qualifying, I'm considering throwing in the 70% and then banging on the one that's got a bit more life in it for the race. It's cheeky, isn't it? Cheeky, cheeky, cheeky. But that's what I'm thinking of doing. These 2 engines have had it. ERS, we put new systems on both cars, didn't we? And then gearboxes. We've got a 47 and a 45 and a 40. Yeah, okay. We might need a new gearbox. So, yeah, I think I'm going to throw this crap one on and then put this one on for the race. That's what I'm going to basically try to do. So, I am going to get a new one. What's that? 47, 45... 40. Right, let's throw that on, install that, but we'll stick this on for the race. I think that's essentially what I'm trying to do at the minute, gang. Right, so that's, I know what I'm doing there. We're scouting a bunch of drivers at the moment. We have got scouting in progress. If I was to do that at the top, hi drivers. And we've got scouting, we've got some detailed stuff. Now, Pierre Gasly is a driver I am looking at. The only bit I'm a bit put off by is the defending. We are not in the fastest car, and I feel like defending is something he's probably going to have to do a fair amount of. But I'm looking at Pierre Gasly as a potential replacement for Mr. Vettel, who is going to be leaving. He's got 3 months left. Open to negotiations. So, there is that. Now, I don't know if I was to propose a contract, if he signs straight away, or does he sign at the end of the season? Because if I could offer him the contract now to replace him at the end of the year, that would be perfect, basically. Because I don't want to get into a situation where they offer him a contract. But yeah, I kind of feel like we are in that window, aren't we? So, I'm thinking about it. But it's, you know, with the with the race calendar drawing to an end, maybe in 3 races time I'll look at it again. But yeah, Pierre Gasly is definitely someone I'm looking at for potentially replacing Vettel. I feel like Stroll slowly got better as the years gone on. And I think if we were to start upgrading our facilities, he might upgrade a bit more than he is at the moment. It's controversial to potentially be getting rid of Vettel. I understand that, but that's just where I'm at. So, some research on the suspensions is done. I guess we will probably do another research in a moment. That manufacturing is going to be done. When is that other where? Oh, that's not what I wanted. Car part development, current projects. 13. So we've still got 13 days left on that. So we're going to have 2 available in a couple of days. I think I'm going to do both research projects at the same time. So yeah, chassis job done. So that's that. So that should free up then. Yeah, that should free up a couple of projects. So I'm going to do research projects. I think that's going to be the smartest thing to do. So the big area that we need to think about is speed in the corners and braking. So the front wing, rear wing design or research projects is already in progress. Okay, so we've also got the underfloor. We just did suspension, so I think I might do this. I'm going to throw a lot at it, gang. I'm going to throw quite a lot at it. I want to get 3 more research projects done. So that said, we can balance this all out. So yeah, look at that, beneficial. Yeah, okay, let's do that. How many do we have? Currently only have 4 available. Okay, fair enough. So, just reduces the days. 58 days with 4 engineers. 5 engineers. So we've obviously got 5 engineers working on the rear wings. So how about we put 3 on it? Confirm. Oh, I can't do another research. Maybe because I'm doing that design. No design or research slot available, but I can manufacture. Oh well, it is what it is then. I could have used those engineers, couldn't I? So to do that then, design and research. So I must need to improve that facility. So design, that's what I'm doing at the moment. There we go, that'll be done soon. 48 days and that'll be done and I'll be able to do more stuff. Okay, anyway, to the race weekend. Not to the race weekend. We've scouted a couple of drivers. Let's take a look at these guys. So, performance. I want to compare him to Lance Stroll. Because obviously, Vettel's going to be a far better driver. Tell you what, Lance Stroll is better. Lance Stroll's, I know he is obviously average ratings wise, but he's a lot better, isn't he? And their growth potential's the same. So, yeah, not too interested in Yuki. We've also got Vesti. Now, he's young, really young, I believe. 20 years old. So, yeah, he's not going to be great because he's only 20. But what I'm considering, because of the contract being so small, is actually getting rid of Nico and getting him in, because I was looking at Nico's contract. Yikes, 4 million. So yeah, I was actually considering getting rid of Nico at the end of the year and getting a new test driver in, basically. And I think a youngster like that might be Might be perfect. So, okay, that's interesting. So, the rear wing is done. There's obviously a bit of a gap. Yeah, 3 days' time. There was obviously a bit of a gap to the race, and I didn't realise. Do you know what? I kind of started manufacturing this before... I started designing this before I kind of said to myself, I'm not gonna like worry too much about parts and whatever as like for the remainder of the season. But now that I've got it, like here and ready to go, I kind of feel like I might as well just do it. And then we've got it for the car in this new race. 27 million still in the bank. Do you know what I mean? And that'll be over 30 million again if we do the race as we've kind of have been. So let's change. Install on both cars. So yeah, we've got 6 for this one, only 4 here. But yeah, I probably do need to make a couple more. So we can do that. We can actually manufacture those now. So let's do that, shall we? Manufacture 2, and we just do it at a normal rate, so it isn't going to cost too much money. And then we can do another research. Like I've already said, I'm not really worrying about producing any new parts for this current season. So yeah, we're going to concentrate on the areas of this car that really kind of need it. So the front wing is going to be next, and I'm going to bump this right up as I did before. We could have actually gone more, couldn't we, with 80 odd. I did 20, but we'd be left with 40. So let's just go to 25 then. Well, no, let's go to 30, because we'll be left with 30. Let's go to 30. Look at the improvement on that with the research. So let's just do it balanced. We've got 6 guys. What did I put on the last one? 4, I think, wasn't it? So, yeah, it'd be 4 on there. Lovely, lovely job. Okay, we've got some development going on. Really good. Researching, ready for next season. And that's kind of where we're at the moment.
We're here at the Marina Bay Street Circuit, and the Singapore Grand Prix is just about to start. The name Singapore means City of Lions, and this weekend, Formula One will be roaring into action. The bumpy street surfaces here make this a challenging circuit for the drivers, and the humidity causes them to lose as much as 3 kilos over the course of a race. But it's also tough on the cars, with 23 corners to tackle each and every lap. Good low-speed downforce will make all the difference here. This is it. We're down to the last few races of the season, and it's time for that final push. Who will be crowned champion at the end of it all? We'll find out soon enough. What will happen this weekend? Only time will tell.
Right, it's time for practice. It's going to be a very dry weekend by the looks of things for all things considered. So let's crack on. Right, gang, so at the end of practice, I decided this time to kind of use Lance Stroll as my guinea pig. We have got a new part on the car, so the parts knowledge isn't quite there, and I think that does play it does have a bit of an effect, to be honest with you. So Stroll's basically, the last 2 races, Stroll's been the better racer, and I think because I'm thinking about keeping him more long term for next season, I wanted to use him as the guinea pig. So going into qualifying, there's potential for me to kind of mess about with this a bit further. So like if we could get this up here, this is optimal, this is good. Now I had this at optimal, but I was shifting stuff about. It's really difficult to get the balance. Like I'll show you, you move one thing and it moves a bunch of things. Yeah, so it doesn't just move one item. So this is why it's quite difficult. But yeah, if I could maybe get this a bit further here and this a bit further here, I think his setup might be brilliant, and that way we might even be able to use Vettel very similar. I've tweaked both cars. I'm going to send Stroll first. Yeah, I've tweaked both cars a little bit more. I don't know how smart it was to be tweaking Lance Stroll, because at 81% that was a pretty good setup. But I just felt like I could get a little more out of it. So yeah, we're going to find out basically during the course of qualifying if that was the right thing to do. So let's get these cars around the track. You can see Latifi was the first car out, followed by Ocon. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do qualifying like last time. First lap, we'll just let it be automatic. And then the second lap, if we really feel like we probably need a bit more, we'll go for it, basically. So, yeah, we're on board with Lance Stroll. Let's see what he can do. I believe, yeah, we are setting our official lap time now. Street circuit, this one. Singapore, very, very difficult to overtake. It's all about the strategy. I'm really considering making my own strategy for this race. I really am. Because the in-game strats have never worked. And whenever I've changed it up and kind of just used a bit of common sense, we seem to do quite well. So I'm considering doing that again, potentially for this race. But yeah, we will see. Let's see how qualifying goes first. And then we can think about that at a later date, basically. But yeah, I believe this is one of the longer laps on the calendar. I know in real life we just had a bit of a wet race, and it was 2-minute laps were being punched in at one point in the rain. So yeah, that's a long old lap when you think about it. Lance Stroll really having to manhandle this car around this racetrack, isn't he? But that's just because he's trying to get optimal performance out of it. But I believe this is the last corner here. We are going to go over the line. A 1:38 was what we needed to beat, and I think we punched in a 1:39.4 by the looks of things. Vettel goes quicker. Really good from Vettel to go quicker, much quicker than that Williams. I will take that all day long. Not the worst bit of qualifying from us. We know where we are on the grid now. I think we are fully aware of where we are, and we've accepted that. So it's just about trying to out-qualify those Williams. Not many races to go left in this season. So, yeah, that's kind of where we are at and what we're aiming to do, basically, for the remainder. Remember, we're using worse parts for qualifying, and we're going to put newer parts on for the race. Fresher parts, I should say. Not brand new, but just fresher parts. And we're going to go from there, basically. So, let's get Stroll around this racetrack. Vettel's faster than both the Williams, so I don't think I'm going to run him again. I think I'm just going to leave him where he is. But I might take control of Lance Stroll in this qualifying sesh. Confirm. So, we are gonna go for it now.
We're good to push.
Here we go.
Okay.
Let's see what we can do, shall we?
Use energy.
Yeah, okay.
Just like to out-qualify those Williams, if at all possible. There's no traffic on the racetrack. We've gone out just the right time by the looks of things. Let's speed it up a little. And yeah, let's just see what we can do. You know, like I've already said, we know where we are expected to be over the course of the race weekend. So there's no point stressing about it. And yeah, we'll just try our best, essentially. Punch in a much better lap than we had done before. Here we go. We are rounding the last few bends. 1:31 so far. Look at that. Verstappen done a 1:36. We're not even round the last corner on a 1:36. 1:39. We don't go any quicker. It is, or what it is. It's the way the cookie crumbles.
It's time for the final touches here on the grid, ahead of today's race.
Aston Martin did a good job during qualifying, and they're pretty much where everyone expected them to be on the grid. Now, it's up to them to defy expectations during the race itself. has proved quite resourceful during qualifying. That puts them in a very good position to make the most of this race start. The weather is very overcast here, and teams are staring at the sky watching for the first sign of rain. Strategies might have to be quite flexible going into today's race.
So whose engine will roar loudest today at the Marina Bay Street Circuit? Unpredictable times ahead here at the Singapore Grand Prix.
Right, so let's get set up for the race. 88 and 82. Okay, so much better. Vettel. He's far more comfortable than Lance Stroll, which is a surprise because Lance Stroll was the guinea pig. But that's just one of those things. Right, so car parts. Gearbox. I've got a brand new gearbox. Yes, we will install that on this car. Engine, what are we at? 70%, 70%. Right, we'll just go with that engine. That is fine, not a problem at all. Driver option, we aren't going to go too crazy. We're 16th with Vettel. He's obviously got a bit of a jump because of what other people have done. So I'm actually not going to go too crazy with Vettel off the line. Okay, we'll do his strategy in a minute. I just want to get the cars sorted first, just to make sure. 18th, I am going to go a bit crazier with you off the line. Car setup's fine. So 45, we were going to bang this one on, weren't we? Yeah. So it was just a better condition, the gearbox, rather than changing it up. And then this engine's actually in better nick, so let's throw that engine on, and then the ERS systems are fine. Right, okay, not the greatest. This might be one of the reasons why we were very, very slow in qualifying. But let's think about a strategy, shall we? 61 laps. So soft, hard. Can that hard? How far can the hard go? So stint 1. Stint 2. So right, okay, so that's going to tell you where the laps are and where the tyre would go off. So yeah, the soft wouldn't make it. The medium would. Really? Lap 19. The medium, if we did it on that pace, would get to the end of the race. The hard would very much get to the end of the race. Look at that. So you could run that tyre quite heavy and it would get to the end of the... This is interesting. See, I can't do... When you don't make your own what's name, you don't see all this. So I could run that tyre on this until lap 21 effectively. Sorry, until lap 18 effectively. But we might not run the tyres that heavy, that's the point. But we would actually take that soft tyre a bit longer than this. So that medium tyre. But we'd be basically, what we're trying to do is get the most out of the tyre, running it on the heavier thing, the heavier load. I'm just going to try this. What's the harm? What's the harm this late on? Trying a different strategy.
It's a cloudy night tonight, but otherwise the weather looks good for the race. Looking at Lance Stroll. They're starting in the bottom half of the grid today, so there's a lot of cars between them and the podium. And for the second driver, it's Sebastian Vettel. They're in the back half of the pack, so they'll need to work hard if they want a podium finish. Will their hard work pay off today? We're just moments away from the Singapore Grand Prix.
So here we go. We're going to see if my weird little strategies are going to work in the race. Who knows? Who knows? It's worth having a go at this point. We're very late in the season. Oh, don't bloody collide though. We did take a little bit of a grid penalty, I believe, with Vettel because we changed one of his parts for a brand new part. So yeah, we do have to consider that and keep that in mind. So yeah, Stroll, Vettel, kind of fighting it out amongst one another, both on the soft tyre early on. And that's really good driving from both of them. I think they're both going to get that Williams.
Good job.
Really good job. So yeah, better job from Stroll and Vettel. So let's stick with Stroll.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Vettel's going to have a go next though, by the looks of things. So yeah, going to be quite hardcore, I can imagine. Nice attempt, you'll get him next time. So he obviously had a go. I did mention it's a very difficult racetrack to overtake on, so it is going to be tough. Very, very tough for both drivers. But let's see what happens, shall we, in this race. As long as we don't have any accidents, we don't crash, we don't have any problems, then yeah, I'm pretty confident about the race. So yeah, we're basically going to hammer these tyres for 10 laps, and then we're going on to a tyre that we're going to have to look after for the remainder of the Grand Prix, which is really interesting. So I'm going to bang these two on neutral now.
That's it.
As we are going to settle in.
Aston Martin with a great play there.
There we go.
They've
Vettel
moved up a
overtook
place.
Albon. Lovely. Just what we want to see. So let's speed this up a bit. Yeah, essentially we're going quite hard on Vettel's tyres both times. I don't know if I am going to go that hard on Vettel's tyres because they're pretty. They only just about get there. I might play it safe for maybe 5 laps and then go quite heavy. With this lad, we're going really heavy early on, and then we're going to attempt to see out the rest of the race on a hard tyre by looking after it for literally 51 laps. But let's just attempt this. There's no harm in it, is there? Having a little look at this sort of stuff early on. DRS is active and very much within the window. I love the fact that Albon isn't, so that's really good for Vettel behind us. Where are the DRS zones on this racetrack though? I actually don't know. So yeah, we're gonna find that out together. He's getting a bit erratic because he's trying to get past this AlphaTauri that he's clearly faster than at the moment. He's clearly faster than this AlphaTauri at this moment in time, and he's got the job done, and that's really good driving from Lance Stroll. They're too wide. We can't see it because we're not cinematic, but they were too wide, and that's really good from Lance Stroll getting that job done on Sonoda. Lance Stroll's really improved the last 3 races. He really has. I've been loving his work. Absolutely loving his work. So yeah, we're gonna yeah, we're just gonna push this on now because it's a long race. It's a very long race, and yeah, obviously our pit window is going to open pretty soon for Lance Stroll. So yeah, there is that. So yeah, his tyres have actually got a lot more in them than I think we really know. Sonoda overtakes Vettel, so they were obviously pretty close together, weren't they? Vettel obviously is playing a little bit of a longer game than Lance Stroll, obviously. So yeah, his pit window's open. We are literally going to bring him in on lap 10.
Have just gained a race
Here
position.
we go, Vettel again. Very good, very good. Moving along quite nicely are the two drivers. Going to keep an eye on that fuel. Stroll. Oh no! Oh, Lance Stroll.
Oh man, that was such.
Let's take a closer look. Now let's have a look. It's Lance Stroll.
What happened? Oh my god, I don't know what he's trying to do there. Bollocks. Front wing's taken a lot of damage. Well, there goes our race. Okay, so that dragged them back in. That's unfortunate. You've got to go to the end of the race on that tyre. Pretty incredible. Can't believe he crashed. Can't believe it. Everything was looking like it was going to go so well, and then that happened. So yeah, it's very unfortunate. I'm keeping it on ×4 for the minute because of the fuel burn at the minute. I knew we were going to kind of get a bit of that during the safety car. Because I think you have to reduce your speed by 40% under a VSC. It's a little bit different to a normal full-on safety car. Yeah, Vettel's going along all right. Such a shame for Lance Stroll, to be honest with you. And that car's damaged as well, so I don't see it being very fast. During
Alfa
the
Romeo
course of the Grand
just moved up a
Prix.
place.
Yeah, Vettel's basically going to have to try and hang on now. In the race.
Aston Martin with a great play there.
Nice
They've
from
moved up a
Vettel
place.
overtaking someone. We'll just balance that fuel out a little bit now. Yeah, I think it's the next lap. It's going to be his optimal lap to come in. There we go. Open the pit options. We are going on to a hard tyre. Yeah, pit.
Okay, box.
He's running fourth, look, because he's one of the last people to pit. Incredible. What an effort. What an effort from Vettel. Sterling effort compared to his teammate. He was just mooching along at the back, unfortunately. But Vettel is going to get done here in the pit window, so it's just one of those things. We will go... Oh, I was going to go to the aggressive... What's name? Yeah, everyone's going to go past him. He's going to lose a lot of places here. But that is what it is. That's kind of what we expected. But when it lets me, we should be able to run on aggressive for the rest of the race, according to the way I've set this up. So let's see. Let's actually see if that is the case, gang. Everyone but Latifi has made their pit stop now. So, yeah, I think we did one more lap than we needed to with Vettel. So that's pretty good. But we're going to see if this tyre can actually do what it's supposed to do now. Because as you see, that's how we've set it up, to be able to run it at an aggressive pace. But whether or not we actually can, we are about to find out together. So let's just keep an eye on the race, basically, and the tyres and where everybody's at. So, yeah, we're going to settle in now. Schumacher overtook Vettel. Okay. But yeah, I don't think anybody needs to pit again, so we're going to see now. We're going to find out together how this race is going to unfold. Let's put push on a little there with the fuel. Keep the fuel load quite low if we can in this race. Probably help us massively. Stroll is just literally, he's just got this fight to try and catch those Williams and save his race. He's very much out on his own out there. It's a lonely old race for him. It really is. I feel like this is a good judge for us to see if we can up the ante on these tyres. Because once they get to a similar place, then we should be able to hammer it a bit for Lance Stroll, technically. I'm just going to balance that out. Yeah, could we go? Safety car. We've had a crash on the track. Okay. Sonoda is out of the Grand Prix.
Safety car.
Right. What do we do? Is anybody else going to pit?
Yeah.
Is anybody else going to pit? That's the question. They're both on 72% tyres. I wish I could see what other people were on. If I was to ignore, and then I can open again in a minute, can't I? So let's just ignore, pause. Let's see where everyone else is. 71%, he's on 78. Okay, their tyres are quite healthy. Now, how many laps have we got to go? Right, so we've got, but the thing is, if we're so close together that if we do pit, we're giving them a bit of an advantage. I was just wondering if the soft tyre could go for that many laps. How many laps is that? 23? Yeah. Could it go on a intense speed for that many laps? I wonder. I wish you could see that. You know, I wish you could see that. Do I pit Vettel or do I just keep going? I think with Lance Stroll, there's no harm in pitting him. He's so far behind. But Vettel, there's question marks. Do I bother? Or do we just go to the end of the race as we are? We are 11 seconds behind Joe. Are we going to make that up? Probably not. Do you know what? I'm going to go on the medium. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to go on the medium. Let's conserve. Push. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's see the crash, shall we? Because Sonoda went out as a result of this crash. Oh, I think that's the same place that that Stroll binned it. There we go. And Vettel's into the pits. Will he get in and out before Albon? I wonder. I wonder. Yes, is the answer to that question. Quite easily. In and out before Albon. Right, Vettel. Oh, he's not. He's going to get stuck. Bollocks. He's going to be a lap behind now, isn't he? Because the safety car ain't going to let him go by. So he's going to be a lap behind. All these cars are going to catch up. Oh, I didn't quite do it. Didn't quite do what I wanted to do. See, I honestly feel like he should have been allowed to go past. So actually, I cocked my race up. I actually cocked my race up big time. It is what it is, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, what can I do in that situation? What can I actually do?
Do everything you can, mate.
Okay.
Yeah, we go racing. But yeah, he's a lap ahead. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, that is. See, in that instance, I think we should be able to go past the safety car and catch the back up rather than stay where we are. Because you just end up in a complete mess. A whole lap behind. And yeah, that's essentially the race over. The Stroll, it's all about just getting past the Williams. I think essentially we're a finishing game. Can't finish any higher because of the safety car. Oh, because of the stupid rules with the safety car. Because we're literally following Schumacher along. But because he's so far ahead of us, lapping us, he just gets blue flagged all the time. So he just gets to go back in front. So it's just like impossible, basically, to finish in front. Been a lot faster than the Williams though this race weekend, so that's something. That is something. And I do actually think there's something to be said about setting your own strategies up. I know this has not gone to plan, but I think a botched safety car is kind of, oh my god.
Sorry.
Let's take a look.
We literally under no pressure whatsoever, and Lance Stroll has binned it twice in the same place. Unfucking believable. Unfucking believable. Stroll's out as well. Thank the Lord he's out. That's just such a joke. Oh, I was really excited about it to test out the...
Safety car is in this lap. Safety car is in
to
this
test
lap.
out the... What's the name? And yeah, never got to do it, did I? Never got to test out my strategies like I wanted to. Well, that was a disaster. Thanks, Lance Stroll, you absolute bellend. Right, Vettel, a 2-place improvement at least. I think next race we're going to do the strategies again and see if it can actually help us and get us around the racetrack. God, my God. Haas are still only 2 points ahead of us. Like, we can still get 8th, but it's just such a tall order. Right, so that brings this one to an end. We're going to have to take a really good look at Lance Stroll's car and the parts we're manufacturing as well, because he will have bollocks quite a few bits in this race weekend. Next time, we're off to Japan. Be sure to come back and join me, gang. We are very much at the business end. 4 races to go. It's a very exciting part of the season. But we are done and dusted for another episode. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, like I say every time, and check the description box if you want to become a member of my Discord. But I'm done and dusted. Stay safe, stay humble. See you all later.